Hannah and Cailin, back again with Double Talk. I'm Hannah. And I'm Cailin, and we're at Sardi's in New York City for the all-nighter press day.
Running through the spring at the Newman Mills Theatre, the Robert W. Wilson MCC Theatre Space, All-Nighter follows a tight-knit group of roommates as they pull one last all-nighter to complete their final assignments. The show features an all-star cast including Kristine Froseth, Havana Rose Liu, Julia Lester, Alyah Channelle Scott, and Kathryn Gallagher. We caught up with the masterminds behind the show, playwright Natalie Margolin and director Jaki Bradley, at the press day at Sardi's. Listen in.
In honor of all-nighter, I want to start by asking you to describe for us your personal, most memorable all-nighter.
I went to college in North Carolina, so my all-nighters...
North Carolina.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
I went to Chapel Hill, an amazing place to go to college, but my all-nighters were always centered around Waffle House. So it was mostly about eating food at Waffle House, much less about getting work done. 4 a.m., it hits.
I just know this group would be a blast at Waffle House.
Actually, honestly, someone needs to take us there.
My most memorable all-nighter, I think, is from when I was in college, and I wrote a research paper and a play in one night.
Wait, were they in any way correlated, or?
No,
You're just that good.
I just left it all to the last minute, and I really accomplished a lot in that one night.
What do you like to do after a long day of work?
Honestly, at the end of rehearsal every day, we kind of all just keep hanging out with each other.
Okay.
The cast all hangs out, and then Natalie and I hang out, and it's sort of this seamless transition from working to hanging. The cast and the team are all so close, and we've all really become like friends that we kind of just wind down together and kind of just keep working.
I really like to walk around New York City and think and call a friend.
Same, oh my god, same. But that's us with each other.
Yeah. You have to have the person you can really debrief and process with.
Yeah.
I'm a big processor.
I really like the cover of this play because honestly it reminds me of some of my most memorable all-nighters in college, because a lot of times it's not even like you don't even have to go out. Like a lot of times it's very memorable to sit around with friends and talk.
So much happens at a table.
Yeah. So tell us about what this all-nighter brings out in this group of roommates, and tell me about their dynamic with each other.
Oh wow, that's a good question. I'm going to answer without giving too much away.
There you go.
I mean, so it's about a group of college best friends. These are 5 seniors. They graduate in 5 days. They're at a very small liberal arts college, and they're about to enter the real world. And this is their last college all-nighter. And this is a group of women that have really spent the past 4 years working so hard to remain a unit and remain together through some really tricky and formative times. I think a lot can happen in college that can be quite hard and intense to process, and you're sort of in this false sense of safety and particularly I was really interested in the setting of a small liberal arts college because I think there's this sense of a playground, and that you're just together and you build your own little reality. And I think the play is a comedy and also really investigating the underbelly of that and the sort of harmful way in which we work really hard to remain connected, and sort of what you can shut off in yourself in order to remain a unit.
This is literally our college experience. Although I'm sure it's dramatized for the play. No, because it's so true. College really is like a bubble for those 4 years. As rich as that bubble may be, it's still just
not real life.
It's not real life.
And I think when you see the play, it's 5 women who are incredibly distinct from each other and also incredibly close with each other. And I think, when you're in college or you're a young woman, female friendships mean so much to you. And I also think young women sometimes feel like their sense of their self is defined by the other women they surround themselves with. And I think this play is actually really exploring that, like this group that has fused into one thing, even though they actually are all really different from each other. They have different personalities, and they have different needs, and they all desperately want to stay really close and connected to each other.
How long did it take for this play to come together? It wasn't one night, right?
No, I can't say it was. I wrote this production to come together, or me writing the play?
I'm curious writing it. Well, yeah, because what was the process? Like, once you finished the play, like, then what?
I wrote the first draft of the play in 2019.
Okay.
And I had a reading And I think this play has been it's had a really fascinating development process, and I've had a lot of different readings and workshops, and I think tonally figuring out the balance of the comedy and also of this sort of creeping underbelly, it's been so useful to hear it in front of different audiences in order to land the play in the place it's in today. And I've worked with so many wonderful actors that have really given their time to develop it, that I'm so grateful for, some of which are in the play, some of which aren't, and I'm just so grateful to all the women that have touched this play, because there's been so many of them.
One of my favorite movies is The Breakfast Club, and it kind of reminds me of that, because it's like it takes place all in one place.
Yeah.
And I think that there's something to stories that take place in one place. Can you tell me a little bit more about like what's special about those types of stories? When I asked Kristine this, I kind of answered the question in it, so I tried to phrase it a different way.
No, it's a really, really good question. You know, I think, to be really technical about it, I think when I first learned about playwriting in college, we studied like Aristotle, and there's this sense of like unity of time and place, and really having the dramatic action take place in one setting is very sort of fundamental, I think, to the beginning of playwriting. This one place, one time, like the events happening over the course of one day. So I think that sort of challenge, you know, to me was really exciting, and really this idea that you start the day in one place and hopefully you end it in another, and I think that's drama, because someone has changed, something has changed, and so that challenge is what interests me as a writer.
It's such a wild ride for the actors, because it is a play. They get on stage and they, with very small exception, don't leave. It's almost in real time. It's all about this last all-nighter and the stakes of that last night when you're right about to graduate college and you don't know what your friendships are going to look like in a week. And so, you know, as a director, there's really fun challenges in that, in like maintaining the sort of tension and energy when nobody leaves the stage. It also meant that you have to design like a really cool set, because you're going to be there the whole play. And I love our set, and I think we really found something that feels, everyone that walks in is like, did you base this on my college? I've had a bunch of friends be like, is this Chapel Hill? Did you design the set off Chapel Hill?
Did you?
No, I didn't. It's just that there is that iconic, you'll see the chairs, it's like a lot of people are like, this is kind of triggering. Every detail in the set is like, it has that sort of institutional, like there's a specific kind of chair that you don't think about it, but when you look at it, you're like, yes, that chair is only in study halls. That table is only in study halls. Like, where do you get those? Which now I know, because we had to get them for this play.
Oh, where did you get them from? A study hall distributor?
TheLibraryStore.net. That's where.
Fair enough.
That's where.
Fair enough.
If you want an incredibly niche rec, and you just want a chair that looks like it's in a college study hall, LibraryStore.net.
Yeah, just to feel
Not
something.
sponsored.